Rashard Lee, Dame or Bradley Beal to the Mavs? I think Bradley Beal and Dame are going to be on their respective teams until at least the NBA trade deadline. I think Dame and Beal want to see how this upcoming season is going to transpire. If it's a dumpster fire for both of those organizations, maybe Dame and Beal both get traded away. Because if it becomes so hostile, so out of whack, that they just want to worry about getting good value back and rebuilding, then I think that's smart to do from an organizational standpoint. But to the Mavs right now, if you're the Dallas Mavericks, I mean, who are you giving up for the player of the caliber of Damian Lillard and Bradley Beal? Are the Wizards going to take, or the Trailblazers going to take Kristaps Porzingis and that fat salary for a guy who hasn't lived up to expectations? I don't think so. That's one of the only tradable assets you have on that roster. Cameron Crazy. Are you part of the Cameron Crazies? Who is the perfect teammate in the NBA right now for Luka? Obviously not Porzingis. Producer Sam Brown, what do you think?
I think he makes a very valid point. Mr. Crazy, I think, has a very good argument there.
Yeah. Who do you think is a good fit alongside him, though?
Who's the perfect teammate?
You're the diehard Mavs fan since you came out the womb.
In an ideal world, I'd want Klay Thompson next to Luka.
That's what I was going to say. Klay Thompson, a healthy Klay Thompson, next to Luka would be fireworks in Dallas. Because Klay doesn't have to dribble the ball, literally, to be an effective player. Whereas Luka can dribble the ball and maintain possession most of the time. He can find Klay Thompson around the three-point arc or dash into the cup because Klay's actually really good at that with ease. So I'd say Klay Thompson or another guy who can just shoot the lights out. Best player in the NBA right now. Embrace debate. This is a topic of conversation and a debate that we've been having for a long time in the Chat Sports offices because it always seems to change. Right now, can you still say LeBron James is the best player? There's an argument there. Can you say Luka Doncic is the best player? Maybe even Giannis, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Kawhi Leonard. So many elite players in the NBA who could be titled the best. Who do you think is the best, though? Corn Dog 2, Frank Ntilikina to the Dallas Mavericks. Frankie Smokes is a liability because he can't do jack from the offensive end of the floor. I mean, he can't jack, and when he does jack it up, he bricks it. This guy is an anemic offensive player, and he doesn't give you much on that end of the floor. Defensively, he is one of the better defending guards across the NBA. But when do you have a use for a guy like this? You don't want to play him late in games because teams are going to foul him. I mean, he shot 36.5% from the field last year, only averaged 2.5 points per game. His minutes went down because he didn't give the Knicks a lick offensively. So I think Ntilikina is going to be on the market for a long time. I understand he was a high draft pick back a few years ago, just has not reached those lofty expectations because his offensive game never got better and it never evolved. Bilal, do you think the Mavericks should and can get Markkanen and Dragic? It's going to be really hard to swing that. I will say this, though, Bilal, and hopefully I said that right. If the Mavericks can somehow bring in Markkanen and Dragic, I think it makes them much better. What would that have to signal? You don't have Markkanen and Kristaps Porzingis on the same roster. You just don't, because it doesn't make any sense. So you'd have to give up KP in that trade. And who would you rather have, Markkanen or KP? That's a tough debate. I'd love Dragic on the Mavericks, though. CP Productions, what do you think about the Mavs? I think Luka is only going to continue to become better and better. And it's really hard to envision a scenario in which that's true, but that's how much I believe in Luka Doncic. I mean, this guy is already, in my opinion, a top 5 player in the NBA. Postseason success aside, I think Luka's going to continue to get better, maybe even more consistent. And I'd really love for the Mavs to bring in that bona fide number 2. They don't have that alongside him right now, but I do think the Mavericks are a very solid team with Luka as the main guy. Make sure you subscribe to us here at Chat Sports for the best NBA news and rumors, NBA free agency coverage, NBA draft, prospect breakdowns, basically everything you can think about. We got you covered here at Chat Sports. Turn on those notifications, therefore, anytime we push out a video, anytime we go live, you will be notified. Hit that red subscribe button down below or go to youtube.com/chatsportstv. Comp_Braden with this question: what free agent player would you want on the Mavs? Remaining? That's tough. I mean, I'd really like for them to bring in Goran Dragic. That's the name that I'm kind of honing in on. I think that Dragic would be a good complementary piece next to Luka Doncic. They also have a long-standing friendship. He's not technically a free agent, though. It would have to be somewhat of a trade. But do you go after a guy like Dennis Schroeder? I don't think so. He's a little bit too inefficient for me. Do you go after some of the other secondary names on the market? Potentially. Matej, hopefully I said that right. If I didn't, I apologize. Dragic and Siakam to the Mavs for Porzingis, Powell, and Brunson. Producer Sam Brown, does that deal go through if you're Dallas? Dragic, Siakam to the Mavs for Porzingis, Powell, and Brunson.
I personally would do it. I think it's probably hit or miss. You guys see it on your screen right now, but that's a tough one. I'm not sure it's 100% enough. You may throw in like a second rounder or a flyer in there.
Yeah, that's a really good trade idea. Thank you for sending that along. I'm just not sure the Raptors get enough back. I think Siakam's a good player. I think Dragic can still play even though he's in his mid-30s. And you're giving up somewhat damaged goods in Kristaps Porzingis. I like Powell. Really like Brunson. Not sure if that moves the needle just enough, but thanks for that trade idea. Tyler Reeves, thanks for this question. What exactly does it take to get Lauri to the Mavs? It'd take a decent haul because Markkanen is a good player with a lot of value at 24 years old, a big man who's a former top 10 pick who can shoot threes around 40% from three. So to get Lauri Markkanen, if I had to think about a trade, could you trade away Kristaps Porzingis? Maybe. Do you part with a guy like Jalen Brunson? Potentially. You'd have to get rid of maybe like some B-level assets to get a guy like Lauri Markkanen. Here at Chat Sports, we pride ourselves on being alpha dogs. So are you a lion or are you a sheep? Type L for lion, type S for sheep, and if you're a lion, subscribe to Chat Sports. YouTube.com/ChatSportsTV or hit that red subscribe button down below. This is your hub for all of your NBA news and rumors and all of your NBA coverage because we cover the association league round. NBA free agency, we went live for 5 days straight. NBA draft night, we were live for 8 straight hours. Anytime a trade happens, we hit you with the breaking news. We have team-specific channels here at Chat Sports. But subscribe to our main Chat Sports YouTube channel, youtube.com/ChatSportsTV, or hit that red subscribe button down below.